America, liberals will not save you. In fact, some of the smarter ones have figured out how to blame you, and here's how that works. Hit the beat. So what's wrong with liberals? The classical liberal ideology holds that individual choice is the most important ideal out there, but it conflates choice with freedom. So contemporary liberal discourse holds that freedom means choosing what to do with your body, choosing whom to marry, choosing what drugs to take, and this all seems right? The problem is that freedom, like most things, has both a form and a content, and the free will is a will that's externalized in both the form and the content. The form of the will is choice, but the content of the will are the options among which the actor chooses. So here's the fiction. Liberal Democrats tell themselves some story about how the market launders our freedom and mixes it with everyone else's freedom, and then presents us with options that both expresses our will and in a way that accommodates the will of everyone else who participates in the market. The problem is that this market is not set up to fairly mediate our freedoms. It has been set up for the particular benefit of a particular interest. So some people get to choose among options that reflect their interests, while others are only presented with received options that are external to their interests. Let's work an example. Let's say you're hungry and you've worked, so you finally have some money in your pocket, and you walk into a grocery store, and it turns out that there are 100 varieties of cereal to choose from. But what you really want is a balanced meal that includes broccoli. So you say something to the store manager, and the store manager says, look, quit complaining. You have all of these choices. But you're saying, it doesn't matter how many choices I have. None of them reflect my will, and all of these are vaguely unhealthy for me. But you have a rigged market that gives you lots of choices, but none of them are tantamount to freedom because none of them fairly reflect your will. Those choices aren't about you and your life. Those choices are about the store manager's deal with the cereal company. Now, the stronger argument is that being buried under and inundated by more crappy choices is just a distraction from advocating and organizing for your will to be reflected in the content of your options. A real-life iteration of this happens to women in graduate school. The American political economy is organized to punish women for having kids. University is organized for a labor force that existed 50 years ago, not for the one that exists today. And it's embarrassing. Doubly so because I suspect that it's only in graduate school where professional feminists, people whose literal job is to teach and know better, say, well, having a kid is your choice and we don't feel like it's something that the university has to accommodate. Now this means that a free choice is a choice between being barren in your 20s and early 30s and having a kid, but not being a professional academic. That choice is not freedom. That choice is bullshit. And it doesn't make it any less bullshit when it's wrapped up in choice and served to you on a platter by some liberal. Now, black people, we're served a different variety of bullshit. Every now and then, say once every few years, we get a meaningful free decision, start a business, get married, go to school, save up a little bit of cash. And the problem is, and this is a big problem, our freedom is unforgiving. That means if we screw up, that's it for a decade. That's 15, 20 years trying to crawl your way back out. There's no Hillary Clinton, I made a mistake, lied about it, but whatever, let me be president anyway. Or Donald Trump, blow a few $100 million on a venture, and then when it goes south, go get a loan the next day and do it again. That's not our life. We get a shot, and if you zig when you should have zagged, you're out for a decade picking up the pieces. A free life can't just come down to one decision in one moment of a life. Having one decision where any mistake puts you on the path for degradation is not freedom, because if you only have one free decision, a high-stakes decision, that decision is not so much free as much as it's justifiably overwhelmed by the fear of failure. A free life entails a series of free decisions, not the terror of having one mistake damn you for the life of servitude and alienation. Unfortunately, the fragility of freedom in black life ends up promoting only the most conservative variety of black leader, which isn't a very good model for building political solidarity with the black poor. Furthermore, the unforgiving nature of black life in America regarding black freedom isn't even particularly good for black economics, because being right all of the time is not how businesses succeed in the modern capitalist economy. You have to fail a few times, learn from your mistakes, and go on. But as long as the only access to black capital is predatory, then that's it. You fail once, and that's a wrap. Rendering black freedom a variety of high-stakes, fragile choices which feel a whole heck of a lot like gambling. To recap, freedom has both a form and a content. The form of freedom is choice, but the content of freedom is in the options among which the agents choose. The free will must figure in both. Liberals are good at talking about the form, awful about talking about the content. It's possible to be alienated from all of your choices, yet still have people wag their finger at you and say, you're free. That's a choice you made. There is hope, though. A lot of choice discourse is driven by reproductive rights, and we're getting more and more recognition that simply giving women the choice isn't enough if they have to drive 6 hours or pay a prohibitive amount of money in order to obtain the procedure. Simple choice is not nearly enough, and we're starting to see that more in legislative discourse and at the level of the Supreme Court. Thank you for taking the time to watch this episode of The Funky Academic. This series is viewer supported. That means that if you think it's important that I keep doing what I'm doing and do it at a high level, you should go over to www.thefunkyacademic.com and sign up to be a member with a monthly contribution. And please find The Funky Academic on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Take care. Bye.
Baby, baby, I love